While the world's biggest powers are racing to build the future, Qatar has silently stepped ahead of them all. In a region known for its oil, this small nation is building projects that make even Dubai and Saudi Arabia look twice. Entire cities are emerging from the desert, islands are being sculpted by human hands, and underwater tunnels are taking shape beneath the sea. What exactly is Qatar creating that has left the world stunned? Stay with me, because what comes next will change the way you see this tiny nation forever. Qatar's mega project obsession. In the early 2000s, as the world raced toward modernization, Qatar quietly began its own transformation. Once a small desert nation known mainly for its oil and gas, it started planning something far bigger than anyone expected. Its leaders understood that wealth from the North Field, the largest natural gas reserve on the planet, would not last forever. They needed a future beyond hydrocarbons, one that would secure Qatar's place in a changing world. The plan was simple but powerful: use its energy wealth to build, not just buildings, but symbols, projects that would reshape how the world saw Qatar. Every tower, stadium, and city would tell a story of progress, culture, and ambition. This was the beginning of what many now call Qatar's mega project obsession. Hamad International Airport opened in 2014, with its vast terminals and futuristic architecture symbolizing the nation's gateway to the world. New expressways, metro lines, and ports connected Doha to its growing satellite cities. Each project was larger and more ambitious than the last. Then came the moment that put Qatar on the global map, the FIFA World Cup 2022. It was the first ever hosted by an Arab nation. Qatar spent more than $200 billion preparing for it, building new stadiums, expanding transport networks, and even creating entire districts like Lusail just for the event. The world watched, and for a brief time, all eyes were on Doha. But while the surface told a story of success, another reality unfolded behind the scenes. The massive workforce that made these projects possible was mostly made up of migrant laborers from South Asia and Africa. Many lived in crowded camps, worked long hours under the desert sun, and faced wage delays and safety risks. Under international pressure, Qatar introduced reforms: a new minimum wage, relaxed labor laws, and rules to protect workers from heat. Yet many say change is uneven and abuses continue quietly, far from the luxury hotels and shining towers. Let's uncover Qatar's most surprising mega projects, beginning with the true source of its power: the vast oil and gas fields that fuel not only its economy, but also its relentless obsession with expansion and global prestige. North Field Expansion Project. Off the northeastern coast of Qatar lies the North Field, which is the largest natural gas reserve on Earth and the foundation of Qatar's immense wealth. For decades, it powered the nation's transformation from a small desert state into one of the richest countries in the world. But in 2022, Qatar decided that even this was not enough. A new chapter began, one that would redefine global energy markets and cement Qatar's dominance for decades to come. The North Field Expansion Project officially began around 2022, with its grand foundation stone laid in October 2023 by Emir Sheikh Tamim bin Hamad Al Thani. The project is led by Qatar Energy, the state-owned energy company once known as Qatar Petroleum. To bring this massive vision to life, Qatar joined hands with some of the world's largest energy giants, including Total Energies, Shell, ExxonMobil, Eni, ConocoPhillips, Sinopec, and CNPC. Together, they are constructing one of the most ambitious liquefied natural gas projects ever attempted. The goal is as clear as it is grand. Qatar wants to increase its LNG production from about 77 million tons per year to 126 million tons by 2026 or 2027. The expansion aims to meet the growing global demand for cleaner fuel while strengthening energy security and diversifying Qatar's economy. This isn't just about profit, it is about power. In a world searching for cleaner energy sources, natural gas is seen as a bridge between fossil fuels and renewables, and Qatar intends to be at the center of that bridge. The project is divided into two main phases: North Field East and North Field South. NFE will add 4 new LNG production lines, while NFS will add 2 more, bringing a total of 6 new trains. Together, they will produce an extra 48 million tons of LNG every year, along with valuable byproducts such as ethane, condensate, propane, butane, helium, and sulfur. What sets this project apart is its scale and its attempt at sustainability. Qatar Energy plans to use low-emission technology, carbon capture and storage systems, and even solar power to reduce environmental impact. Still, experts question how green such a vast fossil fuel expansion can truly be. By 2026, the North Field expansion could make Qatar the undisputed leader in LNG exports. Yet behind the promise of progress lies the same challenge that defines the modern energy age: how to expand without destroying what must be protected. Then comes Qatar's urban masterpiece, a project that quietly defies all odds and surprises the world, a place built from imagination and designed to show what the future of living could look like. Lusail City. Just north of Doha, Lusail City is one of Qatar's most daring and futuristic projects. Planned and developed by Qatari DR, with support from government agencies, construction began around 2006. The vision was simple yet bold: to build a modern city from scratch that could represent Qatar's future and redefine urban living in the region. Lusail was designed to solve many of the challenges facing the fast-growing capital, Doha. As the population expanded and the city became more crowded, Qatar needed a new urban space that could carry the country forward for decades. Lusail aimed to do exactly that, to offer new homes, new businesses, and new lifestyles while easing congestion and spreading development across the coast. It would not only provide living spaces, but also create jobs, attract global investors, and support Qatar's long-term vision of becoming a hub of modern innovation and sustainability. Spread over roughly 38 square kilometers, Lusail is more than just a city. It is a network of life. Divided into 19 carefully designed districts, each area serves a unique purpose, from residential zones filled with green parks and quiet streets to busy business districts alive with offices, hotels, and restaurants. The city's layout includes stunning marinas, blue lagoons, artificial islands, and 2 championship golf courses. Parks such as Crescent Park and Wadi Park add to its charm, offering open green areas in a region known for its desert landscape. Every part of Lusail has been planned to make life smoother and more connected. Modern roads, a metro system, and a tram line link the city not only within itself, but also directly to Doha. Schools, hospitals, mosques, and shopping centers have been integrated into the design so that residents can find everything they need within walking distance. Sustainability lies at the heart of it all. From energy-efficient buildings to water-saving systems and pedestrian-friendly streets, Lusail represents Qatar's commitment to a greener future. What makes Lusail truly unique is how it combines luxury, technology, and practicality. It is one of the few cities in the world built entirely from the ground up with a complete master plan. It brings together work, leisure, and culture in one self-contained urban ecosystem. Although the project began nearly 2 decades ago, development continues steadily. Many districts are already thriving, while others are nearing completion. By around 2025, most of Lusail's main areas are expected to be fully operational, though expansion will continue beyond that. If Lusail succeeds in fulfilling its vision, it will stand as a living symbol of Qatar's transformation. A city born from sand, built with purpose, and designed to carry the nation into a more sustainable and connected future. But Qatar isn't stopping here. It is working on another mega project, also known as the Land of Legends. That might just be Qatar's most surprising creation yet. Simaisma project. Along Qatar's quiet northern coast, the Simaisma project, launched in mid-2024, is more than just another construction plan. It is a vision of how leisure, technology, and sustainability can exist side by side. Located about 40 kilometers north of Doha along Simaisma Beach, the project is led by Qatari DR, under the supervision of the Ministry of Municipality. It covers a vast area of nearly 8 million square meters, transforming the once calm shoreline into what many are calling the future face of Qatari tourism. Qatar wants to move beyond its oil wealth and create new ways to attract global attention. The Simaisma project promises to do just that. It is designed to strengthen the country's tourism and entertainment industry, offer residents world-class leisure spaces, and bring in visitors from across the region and beyond. It supports Qatar's long-term national vision to diversify its economy, create jobs, and make the country a hub of modern living. Inside the project lies a collection of 16 unique zones, each dedicated to a different form of leisure or entertainment. 4 of these zones are set aside for luxury resorts, complete with beachside villas, marinas for private yachts, and fine dining spaces. The centerpiece, however, is the Land of Legends, a massive theme park built to compete with the best in the Middle East. There will also be an 18-hole golf course, shopping areas, and residential neighborhoods. What truly makes Simaisma stand out is its approach to innovation. Developers are using eco-friendly materials, smart infrastructure, and even a special outdoor cooling system designed to make open-air spaces usable throughout the year. This is no small feat in Qatar's desert climate, and if successful, it could set new standards for resort design in hot regions. The project's timeline stretches several years. Official work began after the June 2024 launch, with Simaisma Beach closed for 5 years to allow major construction. The first major attractions, including parts of the Land of Legends, are expected to open between 2027 and 2028. If completed as envisioned, Simaisma could become one of the Gulf's premier destinations, attracting families, investors, and travelers alike. But Qatar's story of ambition does not end here. Just off the coast of Doha, another marvel awaits, a man-made island that has already captured global attention. What lies within it might surprise you even more. The Pearl-Qatar. Just beyond Doha's glittering skyline, the Pearl-Qatar is a man-made masterpiece built entirely from vision, wealth, and the will to turn sea into land. Created by the United Development Company, this island sits about 350 meters off the coast of West Bay Lagoon. Covering almost 4 square kilometers, it represents one of Qatar's most daring attempts to redefine modern living. When it was first announced, few imagined how far the idea would go. The Pearl was not just another real estate project. It was a symbol of transformation. For the first time in Qatar's history, foreigners could own property freely here. That decision alone changed everything. It drew investors, expatriates, and dreamers from all over the world. The island became a promise of a new lifestyle, one that combined luxury with openness, and modern design with the calm of the sea. As you step onto the Pearl, it feels like entering a city designed to impress both the heart and the eye. The island is divided into 10 themed districts, each carefully planned to reflect a different mood and culture. In Porto Arabia, long promenades stretch beside the marina, lined with cafes and boutiques that glow at sunset. Connaught Cartier looks like a small slice of Venice, with its pastel buildings, bridges, and narrow canals. Viva Bahria brings a softer rhythm, beachside towers, palm trees, and the quiet sound of the tide rolling in. The Pearl's scale is vast. It adds over 30 kilometers of coastline to Doha, with plans for about 18,000 homes that could one day host 45,000 people. As of a few years ago, around 27,000 residents had already made it their home. The marinas welcome yachts from across the Gulf, while the waterfront restaurants fill with voices in a dozen languages. The cost of living here is high, and maintenance fees can be steep. Some areas remain quiet, waiting for the steady hum of a fuller community. The summer heat makes outdoor life a challenge, though shaded walkways and sea breezes help soften the experience. Still, for many, the Pearl remains a dream, a rare mix of peace, prestige, and modern comfort. Just as this island reshaped the sea, another bold plan is now reshaping the horizon. Beneath Doha's waters and across its skyline, a new vision is taking form as a stunning network of tunnels and bridges that promises to change how the city connects itself to the world. Sharq Crossing Project. Beneath Doha's calm blue waters, engineers and planners are preparing to change how an entire city moves. This project, proposed by Ashghal under the Ministry of Municipal Affairs and Urban Planning, is not only about easing traffic, it is about connecting the beating heart of modern Qatar, from Hamad International Airport to West Bay, from Qatar Cultural Village to Lusail City, through a vision that merges technology, design, and national pride. The idea has existed for years, quietly waiting for the right time. That moment seems to have arrived. By 2025, reports confirm that the long-paused plan is being revived. The design, originally imagined by world-renowned architect Santiago Calatrava, promises something spectacular. It is not just a road network, but a breathtaking combination of 3 grand bridges linked by underwater tunnels stretching nearly 12 kilometers in total. Each structure will rise and curve over the water with precision, blending engineering and art in a way few cities have ever attempted. The West Bay Bridge is set to be the most striking of them all. Early concepts describe it as a double-decked masterpiece, where cars, pedestrians, and even visitors seeking a skyline view can share the same space. It will feature walkways, observation points, and leisure areas that let people experience the city's modern beauty while crossing the bay. Imagine standing there at sunset, with Lusail glittering in the distance and planes gliding toward the airport. The view itself will become part of Doha's identity. Building across the sea, linking bridges to submerged tunnels, demands engineering accuracy that leaves no room for error. The environmental impact must be controlled. The structure must withstand corrosion and future sea level changes, and the cost will be enormous. But Qatar has built its reputation on defying limits. And the Sharq Crossing might become its next global statement, a sign that innovation and ambition here do not sleep. If completed, the project could transform travel times, ease pressure on Doha's roads, and create an architectural landmark that defines the city's future skyline. It could also signal a new chapter where Qatar's infrastructure not only serves function, but tells a story, one of connection, resilience, and global ambition. Beyond the bridges and tunnels, another project is quietly gaining attention, and a new kind of revolution is beginning, one powered not by oil, but by electricity. Al Hul Free Zone. In mid-December 2024, the foundation stone was laid for Qatar's first electric bus manufacturing and assembly plant, a project that could quietly mark the country's shift from oil-driven power to clean mobility. The vision behind it is shared by the Ministry of Transport, Mawassalat, Karwa, China's Yutong, and the Qatar Free Zones Authority. Together, they are setting the stage for a future where buses built in Qatar will move not just its people, but its reputation as a global innovator. The project's purpose is clear and ambitious: to electrify Qatar's public transport system, reduce carbon emissions, and nurture a local industry capable of producing sustainable technology. It is one of the key steps in achieving the goals of the Qatar National Vision 2030, especially in sustainable transport and technology transfer. By building instead of merely importing, Qatar is making a statement about self-reliance and progress. Covering an area of around 53,000 square meters, the facility will include advanced workshops for welding, painting, assembly, and testing. Once completed, it will be capable of producing up to 300 electric buses every year, ranging from city buses to school and metro feeder buses. These vehicles will meet strict European Union standards, a sign that Qatar is not just catching up with the future, but trying to lead it. Although the exact cost has not been made public, experts estimate it to be in the tens of millions of dollars, reflecting both the complexity and scale of the project. But the significance of Al Hul goes beyond numbers. It marks the first time Qatar is localizing electric bus production, a milestone that could open doors to exports across the Middle East and eventually into Europe. Construction is expected to finish by the end of 2025, after which the first buses will begin rolling out. This timing is not a coincidence. As the world races to electrify transportation, Qatar is securing its position in a market that is rapidly expanding. If Al Hul succeeds, it could spark something much larger, a quiet revolution that redefines what Qatar stands for in the modern world. And then comes Qatar Energy. In September 2024, Qatar Energy announced a project that could transform not just the nation's industrial map, but the world's food supply chain. Behind this ambitious move lies a simple but powerful idea: to make Qatar one of the world's biggest producers of urea, the key ingredient in fertilizers that keep crops growing and global food systems alive. The scale of this vision is enormous. Qatar Energy plans to more than double the country's current urea production, increasing it from 6 million tons a year to an astonishing 12.4 million. This massive leap will position Qatar among the global leaders in fertilizer production. But the project's purpose goes far beyond numbers. It represents Qatar's effort to secure food resources for the world, respond to rising global demand, and strengthen its non-oil industrial power. At the core of this initiative are 3 new ammonia production lines that will feed 4 world-scale urea production trains. All of this will rise within Lusail Industrial City, a location already rich with the infrastructure Qatar needs: ports, petrochemical complexes, and export facilities. By using existing systems, the project reduces costs and increases efficiency. What makes it truly distinctive is the introduction of blue ammonia and urea technology. These are low-carbon products that use cleaner processes designed to cut emissions and align with global climate goals. In a world moving rapidly towards sustainability, Qatar's project stands out as both an industrial and environmental statement. It shows that a country known for energy exports can also lead in green transformation within heavy industry. Tendering for construction and contracts has already begun, and the first urea production train is expected to come online before the end of this decade. Although Qatar Energy has not disclosed the full investment figure, industry experts suggest it could run into several billions of dollars, reflecting both the complexity and strategic importance of the venture. Large-scale industrial projects demand massive capital, advanced technology, and strong environmental safeguards. Qatar must also navigate volatile global fertilizer markets and ensure that its blue ammonia ambitions meet real-world emission targets. Still, the promise is immense. If successful, this project will not only boost Qatar's economy, but also reinforce its position as a global player in food security and clean energy technology. Qatar's mega-projects are more than just massive constructions. They are bold statements of vision, innovation, and national ambition. From transforming transport and tourism to leading in sustainability and energy, each project seems to push the country closer to a future built on progress and resilience. What do you think about these remarkable developments shaping Qatar's future? Share your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to hear your views.